Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to the daily readings of Srila Prabhupada's books. Day 3, after a little hiatus in the hospital and in the house of my surgeon and his wonderful Vaishnava family. They took such good care of me. And by the grace of my brahmachari assistant, Abhaya Das Brahmachari, I was taken care of. Krishna is so kind. And we were just remarking how resilient the human body is, what it can go through, the kinds of things that they put into your body to make you go to sleep and not be able to feel what they're doing to you when they do major surgery. It takes weeks for all of that stuff to come out of the body. And especially when you come out of the hospital, you can't think straight, you can't do anything. It's just amazing. But now we've turned the corner. I can actually walk without my crutches a little bit. And the crutches I do use, I'm not using them so much for the weight, but for the balance. And so you'll be happy to know the last night I got over 4 hours of deep sleep. That's the first time I've gotten deep sleep in more than a month. And so yeah, we've turned a corner and we're on the mend. And I take it that when I started to do this reading with you all, that's when I turned the corner, starting to get my life back. Okay, back to the subject at hand. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in his usual eloquent and deep philosophical way, but in this case a poetic glorification of Sri Caitanya-caritämrta. He said, in due course, Mahapralaya, devastating floods, will inundate the entire universe. If you attempt to survive by swimming in that deluge, then do not neglect to take hold of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Sri Caitanya-caritämrta. Or if you cannot hold all three, then release Bhagavad Gita. If necessary, you may also relinquish Srimad Bhagavatam. But under no circumstances release your hold on Sri Caitanya-caritämrta. For if this one book remains, then the flood can do no actual damage, because after it has subsided, the message of Shastra can be revived from Sri Caitanya-caritämrta alone, it being the essence of all Shastra. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, you will recall Lord Chaitanya has left Jagannath Puri on his way to Vrndävana, and King Prataparudra made arrangements for him along the way, so that every village he passed through, they were building new buildings for him to stay in and a brand new boat for him to ride on the river. And the king sent the Mahapatra. It's an elevated government officer with him, and he sent and then when they arrived at this particular place, don't remember where it was. Let me see. Anyway, it will take me too long to find it. But they arrived at this particular place, and the place that they had to go further was ruled by a Muslim king, and he was a drunkard, and he had an infamous reputation for being a plunderer of pilgrims and travelers. So before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went further, the Muslim king sent a spy to observe what was happening, because everywhere Lord Chaitanya went, the place was lit up and with Harinam and the atmosphere and spiritual atmosphere. So anyway, this spy came, and when he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started chanting Hare Krishna spontaneously, like he was a madman. And he experienced love of God. So he went back to the king and gave a report to the king. And his association changed the king. So the king sent someone back. I don't know if it was the same person, but he sent either that same person or another person to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and asked if he could come and see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And with the message he said, don't worry, I'm not going to fight, I just want to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this Mahapatra, who was the intimate servant of Maharaj Prataparudra, he thought, wait a second, this king is very dangerous. We should be very careful. But because he had promised, they allowed him to come. And he came there either by himself or with one person. And he sent his secretary. Okay, that's right where we are. We're going to read from text 176. After thinking this, the Mahapatra immediately informed the secretary. So it was the secretary of the king that was sent. It is a great fortune for your governor. Let him come visit Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 177. However, let me make it understood that he should come here without weapons. He may bring with him 5 or 7 servants. 178. The secretary returned to the Muslim governor and informed him of this news. Dressing himself like a Hindu, the Muslim governor then came to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 179. Upon seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from a distant place, the Muslim governor fell to the ground and offered obeisances. Tears came to his eyes, and he was jubilant with ecstatic emotions. 180, text 180. Arriving in that way, the Muslim governor was respectfully brought before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the Mahapatra. The governor then stood before the Lord with folded hands, and he chanted the holy name of Krishna. 181. The governor then submissively asked, why was I born in a Muslim family? This is considered a low birth. Why didn't Supreme Providence grant me a birth in a Hindu family? 182. If I had taken birth in a Hindu family, it would have been easy for me to remain near your lotus feet. Since my body is now useless, let me die immediately. 183. Upon hearing the governor's submissive statement, the Mahapatra was overwhelmed with joy. He clasped the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to offer the following prayers. Simply by hearing your holy name, a Chandala, the lowest of men, can be purified. Now this conditioned soul has received your personal interview. Text 185. It is no wonder that this Muslim governor has attained such results. Simply by seeing you, all this is possible. 186. To say nothing of the spiritual advancement of persons who see the Supreme Person face to face, even a person born in a family of dog-eaters becomes immediately eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices if he once utters the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or chants about him, hears about his pastimes, offers him obeisances, or even remembers him. Purport. This is the verse. Yan namadeya shavananu kirtanad yak pravanad yak smaranad api kvachit shwadho pisadya savanaya kalpate kutak punaste bhagavan nudarshanat. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3:33-6. According to this verse, it does not matter what position a person holds. One may be the lowest of the low, a Chandala or dog-eater, but if he takes to the chanting and hearing of the holy name of the Lord, he is immediately eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices. This is especially true in this age of Kali. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva 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 Gatyar Anyata. From the Brihan Naradiya Purana 38:126. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. A person born in a Brahmana family cannot perform Vedic sacrifices until he is properly purified and has attained his sacred thread. However, according to the present verse of Sri Caitanya-caritämrta, quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam, it is understood that even a low-born person can immediately perform sacrifices if he sincerely chants and hears the holy name of the Lord. Sometimes envious people ask how Europeans and Americans in this Krishna consciousness movement can become Brahmanas and perform sacrifices. They do not know that the Europeans and Americans have already been purified by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the proof. Shwadho pisadya savanaya kalpate. Savanaya kalpate. One may be born in a family of dog-eaters, but he can perform sacrifices simply by chanting the Maha Mantra. Those who find fault in the Western Vaishnavas should consider this statement from Srimad Bhagavatam and the commentary on this verse by Srila Jiva Goswami. In this regard, Srila Jiva Goswami has stated that to become a Brahmana, one has to wait for purification and undergo the sacred thread ceremony. But a chanter of the holy name does not have to wait for the sacred thread ceremony. We do not allow devotees to perform sacrifices until they are properly initiated in the sacred thread ceremony. Yet according to this verse, an offenseless chanter of the holy name is already fit to perform a fire sacrifice, even though he is not doubly initiated by the sacred thread ceremony. This is a verdict given by Devahuti, the mother of Lord Kapila Dev, when he was instructing her in pure Sankhya philosophy. Text 187. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then glanced with mercy at the Muslim governor. Giving him assurance, he asked him to chant the holy names Krishna and Hari. Purport. It is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy that he advises everyone, even chandalas, mlechas, and yavanas, to chant the holy name of the Lord. In other words, one who was taken to chanting the holy names Krishna and Hari has already received Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. The Lord's request to chant the holy name of Krishna is now extended to everyone in the world through the Krishna consciousness movement. Whoever follows Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions will certainly be purified. And one who sincerely chants the holy name offenselessly is already more than a Brahmana. Unfortunately, there are many fools and rascals in India who do not allow Western Vaishnavas to enter certain temples. Such rascals do not clearly understand the Vedas. As stated previously, Yan Namadeya Shavananu Kirtanad Savanaya Kalpate. Text 188. The Muslim governor then said, "Since you have so kindly accepted me, please give me some order that I can render you some service." Purport. If one is purified by following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's orders, that is, by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one must certainly be eager to render service to the Lord. This is the test. When one engages enthusiastically in the Lord's service, it is to be understood that he is reaping the results of chanting the names of Krishna and Hari. And I might share with you something that while I was in the hospital, I was able to chant my rounds every single day. Although one day I only chanted 16, because I normally chant 32 every day. And there was one Ekadasi, and I've been chanting 64 on every rounds, on every Ekadasi since 20 years more. But I could only chant 32 rounds on that day. So I haven't made them up yet, but I'm planning to make them up. I'll chant an extra 16 and an extra 32 soon. And because I'm sitting here and doing devotional service by reading this book to you all out there in cyberspace and to my loyal Abhay Das Brahmachari right here in the same room, I'm sure I can read the Caitanya-caritämrta for you. Because this is my sincere desire while I was chanting Hare Krishna, so I could get back to my devotional service of glorifying the Lord by hearing and reading out loud the Sri Caitanya-caritämrta. Hare Krishna. This is Prabhupada's mercy. Text 189. The Muslim governor then prayed for liberation from the unlimited sinful reactions he had previously incurred by being envious of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and killing cows. Purport. By chanting the holy names of Krishna and Hari, one is certainly liberated from the reactions to such sinful activities as killing cows or insulting Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. It is most sinful to kill cows and insult Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. The karma incurred by such activity is very great, but one can immediately nullify all this karma by surrendering to Lord Krishna and chanting his holy name. After being released from one's sinful reactions, karma, one becomes eager to serve the Lord. This is the test. since the Muslim governor was immediately purified in the presence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he could utter the names of Krishna and Hari. Consequently, he was eager to render some service. And the Lord, eager to fulfill his desires, immediately had the devotee, Mukundadatta, inform the governor that there was some service to render. Text 190. Mukundadatta then told the Muslim governor, "My dear sir, please hear. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wishes to go to the bank of the Ganges." 191. Please give him all assistance so that he can go there. This is your first great order, and if you can comply, you will render a great service. 192. After this, the Muslim governor offered prayers to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as well as to the lotus feet of all his devotees. After that, the governor departed. Indeed, he was very pleased. Text 193. Before the governor left, the Mahapatra embraced him and offered him many gifts. Thus he established a friendship with him. 194. The next morning the governor sent his secretary with many nicely decorated boats to bring Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the other side of the river. Text 195. The Mahapatra crossed the river with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when they reached the other shore, the Muslim governor personally received the Lord and worshipped his lotus feet. I mean, this is a miracle of all miracles. I mean, every instant that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on this planet, every instant was a transcendental pastime. It's no way to describe all of it properly. Text 1, but just by hearing it, we're getting the same benefit of being there. One of the boats had been newly constructed, and it had a room in the middle. It was on this boat that they put Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. 197. Finally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to the Mahapatra. Standing on the riverbank and looking at the boat, the Mahapatra began to cry. Text 198. The Muslim governor then personally accompanied Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because of pirates, the governor took 10 boats full of many soldiers. Text 199. The Muslim governor accompanied Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu past Manteshwar. This place was very dangerous due to pirates. He took the Lord to a place named Pichalda, which was near Manteshwar. Purport. The very wide mouth of the Ganges, near present-day Diamond Harbor, was called Mantreshwar. Through the Ganges, the boat entered the Rupa Narayana River and reached the village of Pichalda. Pichalda and Mantreshwar are located very close together. After passing Mantreshwar, the Muslim governor accompanied the Lord as far as Pichalda. Text 200. Finally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade the governor farewell. The intense, ecstatic love exhibited by the governor cannot be described. Oh, Krishna. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to the Muslim governor at Pichalda. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami herein states that the governor experienced symptoms of ecstatic love due to being separated from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These symptoms, he admits, cannot be described. Text 201. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are all uncommon. Whoever listens to his activities becomes glorious, and his life becomes perfect. We'll read that again, just in case you didn't hear it the first time. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are all uncommon. Whoever listens to his activities becomes glorious, and his life becomes perfect. 202. The Lord finally reached Panihati, and as an act of mercy, he gave the captain of the boat, one of his personal garments. 203. The place called Panihati was located on the bank of the Ganges. After hearing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had arrived, all kinds of men assembled both on the land and on the water. Purport. The village of Panihati is situated on the banks of the Ganges near Kadadaha. Text 204. At length, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taken away by Raghava Pandit. There was a great crowd assembled along the way, and the Lord reached Raghava Pandit's residence with great difficulty. 205. The Lord stayed at Raghava Pandit's place for only one day. The next morning, he went to Kumarahata, where Srivas Thakur lived. Purport. The present name of Kumarahata is Halisahara. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas, Srivas Thakur left Navadvip due to separation from him and came to Halisahara to live. From Kumarahata, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Kanchanapalli, also known as Kanchadapada, where Shivananda Sain lived. After staying 2 days at Shivananda's house, the Lord went to the house of Vasudev Datta. From there he went to the western side of Navadvip, to the village called Vidyanagar. From Vidyanagar, he went to Kuliagram and stayed at Madhavadasa's house. He stayed there 1 week and excused the offenses of Devananda and others. Due to Kaviraj Goswami's mentioning the name of Shanti Puracharya, some people think that Kulia is a village near Kanchadapada. Due to this mistaken idea, they invented another place known as New Kaliyarapatra. New Kaliyarapatra. Actually, such a place does not exist. Leaving the house of Vasudev Datta, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the house of Advaita Acharya. From there, he went to the western side of Navadvip, to Vidyanagar, and stayed at the house of Vidya Vachaspati. These accounts are given in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka, and Caitanya-caritämrta. Srila Kaviraj Goswami has not vividly described this entire tour. Therefore, on the basis of the Caitanya-caritämrta, some unscrupulous people have invented a place called Kuliyarapata near Kanchadapada. Text 206. From the house of Srivas Thakur, the Lord went to the house of Shivananda Sain, and then to the house of Vasudev Datta. 207. The Lord remained some time at the house of Vidya Vachaspati, but then, because it was too crowded, he went to Kulia. Purport. house of Vidya Vachaspati was located at Vidyanagara, which was near Koladweep, or Kulia. It was here that Devananda Pandit was residing. This information is found in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya-kanda, chapter 21. In the Caitanya-caritämrta Nataka, the following statement is given about Kulia. Tatak kumarhate Sri Vasa Pandit Tadvatyam Abhyayao. Tatak kumarhate Sri Vasa Pandit Vatyam Abhyayao. From there the Lord went to the house of Srivas Pandit in Kumarahata. From the house of Srivas Acharya, the Lord went to the house of Advaita Acharya, where he was offered obeisances by Haridas Thakur. The Lord then took a boat. The Lord then took a boat to the other side of Navadvip, to a place called Kulia, where he stayed 7 days at the house of Madhavadas. He then proceeded along the banks of the Ganges. In the Sri Caitanya-caritämrta Mahakavya, it is stated, the Lord went to the western side of the Ganges at Navadvip, and everyone was pleased to see the Lord coming. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya-kanda chapter 3, it is stated, the Lord suddenly came to Vidyanagar with a full party and stayed there in the house of Vidya Vachaspati. Thus, throughout Navadvip, the Lord's arrival was made known. Thus, the chief of all the sannyasis, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, arrived at the house of Vidya Vachaspati. As further stated, and there's many verses here, many verses. I'll skip this Bengali. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Vidya Vachaspati's house, many hundreds of thousands of people went to see him and chant the holy name of Hari. It was so crowded that people could not find even a place to walk. Therefore they made room by clearing out the jungles near the village. Many roads were automatically excavated, and many people also came by boat to see the Lord. So many people came that it was difficult for the boatmen to get them across the river. When Vidya Vachaspati suddenly arrived, he made arrangements for many boats to receive these people, but the people would not wait for the boats. Somehow or other, they crossed the river and hurried toward the house of Vidya Vachaspati. Due to this great crowd, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu secretly went to Kulia Nagara. After the Lord left Vidyanagar, however, all the people heard news of his leaving. They then accompanied Vachaspati to Kulia Nagar. Since the news of the Lord's arrival was immediately broadcast, large crowds arrived and greeted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great jubilation. Indeed, when the crowd went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it increased 10,000 times in number. No one could say how many people crossed the river to see him, but many hundreds of thousands made a great tumult when crossing the river Ganges. After crossing the river, everyone began to embrace one another because they heard the good news of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arrival. Thus, all the inhabitants of Kulia, the sinful, intermediate, and spiritually advanced, were delivered and glorified by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As stated in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya-kanda, chapter 6, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed through Kanayoda, Badagachi, and Dogachia, and then crossed the Ganges before arriving in Kulia. As stated in the Chaitanya Mangal, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walked through Radhadesh and gradually arrived at the Ganges. After bathing in the river, he crossed it and went to Kulia. Because he had promised his mother he would return to Navadvip, he went to Varakonagata, a village near his house. In the commentary of Premadas, it is said, everyone knows that in the middle of Nadia is a village named Kulia Pahadapur. Sri Narahari Chakravarti, Sri Narahari Chakravarti, or Ganesham Das, has written in his Bhakti Ratnakara. He said, O Srinivas, just see the town of Kulia Pahadapur, which was previously known as Koladweep. In a book named Navadvip Dham Parikrama, also written by Ganesham Das, it is stated, the town of Kulia Pahadapur was previously named Koladweep, Pratvatkarkananda. The town of Kulia Pahadapur was previously named Koladweepa Pravatakyananda. Therefore, one can conclude that the present-day city of Navadvip and the places known as Bahiradweep, Koleraganj, Kolamanda, Kola Amada, Koleradaha, Gadakali, etc., were known as Kulia, but the so-called Kuliarapada is not the original Kulia. Such detail. So, with the permission of all the great Vaishnavas in attendance, or who will be watching this perhaps later, I will ask permission to stop the readings here. I'm coming to the end of my quota of sitting in a chair. Thank you. Hare Krishna. All glories to the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everywhere he went, hundreds and thousands of people would follow him and worship him. Even a Muslim governor became a pure devotee just in his association, just for a few minutes. And hearing these pastimes from the mouth of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translated by Srila Prabhupada, assisted by his devoted disciples, we have this nectar. And it is non-different from being there. We just have to purify our hearts by chanting the holy name without offense. And we will be able to be there just by hearing these pastimes. Hare Krishna. So if anyone has any reflections or discussion or whatever, please be our guest.
Brian Phillips says, Hare Krishna Maharaj, good to see you looking so fresh.
Oh, thank you.
Please accept my humble
Brian. Hare
obeisances.
Krishna. Thank you very much. It's all I need is the approval of the Vaishnavas, and I will be back to normal before you know it.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai, glory to Prabhupada.
Rati Manjari says, Jai Guru Maharaj.
Haribol Rati.
From May M. Maitreyi. She says, Hare Krishna
Niyam
Maharaj.
Maitreyi.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All
Jai,
glories to
Hari,
Srila
glories to
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. Thank you.
Satur Esther says Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
From Bhakta Charlie, he says, Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances.
Hey, Bhakti Charlie, thank you very much for being so consistent.
And from Gopakanya Devi Dasi, she says, Hare Krishna, dear Maharaj, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai, glories to Prabhupada. Thank you.
And another comment from Rati Manjari
Jai, Rati, go ahead.
says, please accept my respectful obeisances. Thank you for another amazing reading. By your inspired reading and your devotional service, by your inspired reading and your devotional service, it becomes so much easier for me to envision the pastimes of the Lord.
Mm. Well, I take that as a great compliment, and it is fulfilling my long-standing desire. That is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Thank you for facilitating my service.
From Bhakta Patrick, he says, Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hey, Bhakta Patrick, Haribo, Haribo.
Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna.
Glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai, all glories to Prabhupada. Glory to your service, to the Houston Yatra, and to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
And from Pranata Karuna, Prabhu.
Pranata Karuna, Haribo, long time no hear.
He says, Hare Krishna, please accept my obeisances.
Jai, all glories to Prabhupada. Thank you, one and all, and I will see you tomorrow night, for sure. Somebody else?
Comment from Pranata.
Pranata, Hare Krishna.
He says, thank you, Maharaj, for giving your association with us. I miss you and Abai.
Thank you, Pranata. We miss you too. Maybe someday you can come over and see us. Take a little pilgrimage.
And also another comment just came from Bhakta Patrick.
Oh, Bhakta Patrick.
He says, very hopeful account today of how the Muslim governor received the Lord's mercy.
Oh yes, oh yes. That means that anyone and everyone can receive the Lord's mercy. There is no limit. We may think we're fallen, but we're not as fallen as this Muslim governor, and he got the full mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That means we can get the full mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the proof of that is that we can spread the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu around the world by our devotional service, by our chanting, by our serving, whatever that service is, whatever we do to assist this movement spreading in wherever we are, that is not different than giving the Lord's mercy to the Muslim governor. Not all Muslim governors are so fortunate, and not all leaders of societies are so fortunate. Hare Krishna. Some of them get voted out. Okay, Hare Krishna. Sri Caitanya-caritämrta ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. All glories to all of you. And we will see you tomorrow night. For sure. Same time, same place, same subject. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow. Hari Bol.